Alright, hello everybody, my name is Dalton Runlinger, and welcome back to Sailwind. It's kind of late in the evening as I'm recording this, so this might be a two-parter episode, who the heck bloody knows. But we have a westerly wind, which I believe is somewhat favorable for, going somewhere. Probably just going to Serpent Isle, for the most part. We could try Newport, maybe, but I could try the Dragon Cliffs, but I think it'd probably just be best to try the Serpent Isle, honestly. Honestly, I think that pays more. Yeah, it does. Okay, let's just go for the Serpent Isle, because it just pays more. Green tobacco. Why the heck not? Water. Ooh. Actually, you know what? The seafood is lighter, and it brings in a bit more money, so let's just go ahead and take that. Okay, so I've obviously got a lot of stuff to load up, so I will see you guys back in a moment. Well, it's not the neatest stacking job, but it'll get the job done nonetheless. How am I doing on supplies? Looks like I'm doing pretty good. Let's go ahead and cast off. So which way am I facing now? I am facing to the south. So I do need to turn around once we get to a point where I can. Boat really does not want to turn very well. I was actually informed that these types of sails make it very difficult to turn, so I might be heading in for some changes to the ship before too long. But, nonetheless, we are underway. It's so cool to actually, like, watch a ship leave port. I remember, whenever I went to California one time, we went to San Francisco, where it was just absolutely freezing. And, yeah, this is coming from someone who lives in Oklahoma, and it was like 120 degrees on average, like 120 degrees Fahrenheit on average that summer. Like, it was a hot, hot, hot summer. Then we go to San Francisco, California, and it was like 65 degrees, and I did not pack for that kind of weather at all whatsoever. I was freezing my freaking butt off out there, but I remember walking down to the beach, because I hadn't seen the ocean, like, ever before, and out in the distance you could see this giant cargo ship, and it was a really cool sight, because I had just never seen a site like that before. Um, Ships are not something that I get to see very often living in a landlocked state, as you can probably imagine. Tulsa, Oklahoma technically does have a port. Did the wind shift on me again? Is that what's happening right now? No, it's still blowing... No. It's actually blowing to the north now. Kind of, I think. So this is going to be interesting. We might actually have the wind at our back for once. I probably just jinxed it, but, oh well. And, you know, not that I want to come off as complaining or anything, but I find it very fascinating that this game about just sailing from island to island, taking cargo from one point to another, is getting, like, hundreds of views on my channel, but I upload videos like Skyrim, which admittedly Skyrim has been played to death. You know, there's countless Let's Players and whatnot who have made videos on Skyrim. But it just kind of amazes me how this gets hundreds of views, but Skyrim only gets like a handful. Again, not that I'm complaining, I absolutely adore this game. It drives me nuts sometimes, but I adore it nonetheless. I really do enjoy this game. Let's go ahead and lower down this thing, because we never really get a chance to use it that often. Yeah, the wind is just, it doesn't know what it wants to do. Fine, whatever. Either way, this is coming in this direction. I think it can just kind of make out the Serpent Isles on the horizon up there. Okay, I think that's probably good enough. Let's go ahead and release this. I'm just going to release it completely, that way it can just kind of catch the wind at its own will. I'm not going to like do anything from this side though. That way I can put it back in the neutral position if needed be. And this one I'm going to turn to catch the wind just a little bit. Think about there-ish should be good enough. Let's make sure we're heading in the right direction, which we are. Yeah, basically just straight north of Sage Hills. Unfortunately, it's going to turn nighttime here before too long. I might be able to skip through some of it, but this is probably going to be a majority of it's going to be like nighttime. So that's unfortunate because it means you can't see as much. But what are you going to do? And I'd also like to point out that my microphone is on max volume right now. If I needed to, I could actually increase the volume a little bit on the OBS itself, but I really need to find a way to like have audio played back at me, because it's very hard to tell like what works and what doesn't work. But, you know, I think I'm gonna just increase it just slightly, maybe to about there. That part of the... Oh. I'm trying to stay out of the yellow as much as possible, but I guess the yellow is acceptable, but it's the red you really gotta be worried about. Still, I'd kind of like to stay in the green as much as I possibly can. But it looks like unless I outright scream into the microphone, I'm not going to blow out your eardrums. At least, hopefully not. I'll have to listen to this video once I get done recording it. Make sure everything's okay. But in the meantime, the wind didn't change on me again, did it? It freaking did, the bastard. I heard those flails. The flails? I heard the sails flapping. My brain got caught between sails and flapping, apparently. So, yeah, the wind is not going to be in our favor, it looks like. It looked like it was going to be in our favor there for a very short period of time, but no, I should have known better. Really should have known better. The wind being on my side in this game for once, it's never going to happen. I guess I'll leave this down just for the sake of it being down. It might catch some wind a little bit. Okay, but I think I'm going to go ahead and rest for a little bit, and I'll see you guys in a moment. Okay, where are we? What's going on? How's it going on? And why is it going on? Are we? I think we're still kind of moving. Yes, we are still moving. Barely, but we are still moving. I don't think the main sail needs to be down anymore. It's really not doing any good. We haven't made it very far, have we? I guess it's to be expected when the wind's not in your favor. Might as well just go ahead and turn this back to its neutral position. So I'm glad a lot of you guys really enjoy these videos. Admittedly, I cut a lot of them out because there's just nothing to really look at a lot of the time. I know some people kind of prefer to see the entire thing. I try and find a happy ground, or happy middle ground for a lot of people who do want to see the entire thing versus who don't want to see the entire thing. I don't know why I turned that off. That was providing light for you guys. I'm too used to playing by myself, I guess. Because I know, like, back in the day, whenever I first found Wind Waker, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, I was watching a guy called Nintendo Capri Sun play it for, like, the first time. And I was just blown away by it. And at, like, maybe a quarter of the way through the game, you actually get a way to fast travel around the map versus having to sail around the entire map. And, my God, it pissed me off so much whenever he would just use the freaking fast travel to get from place to place, because I wanted to see the sailing, because at that point in time I didn't know if there was even another game like that out where you were on a boat and you were just sailing from place to place. In fact, I enjoyed the sailing so much that I didn't really even use the cyclones myself that much, because that's how you fast travel, is you defeat like a wind god and you unlock the ability to control cyclones, and that's how you fast travel around the map. But I would just really enjoyed the sailing, and I would, like, intentionally not use them. I would always just, like, sail from place to place. It didn't matter if it was on the exact opposite side of the map. I would always sail towards it. I'm just very easily entertained, because the world itself was... I mean, it wasn't, like, huge, like a lot of modern games, but for back in the day, you know, it wasn't anything to scoff at. Can we see the island anywhere? No. It looks like we're barely even moving. Turn the lights off for a quick moment, see if I can find anything. It's kind of hard to see at night, but I don't really see the island. We're not even like past the Dragon Cliffs yet, so we've still got a ways to go. So I'm gonna see if I can just kind of sleep again and try and skip through the night a bit more. Well, what do you know? It's daytime again. And looks like that's the island up there on the horizon. So we are making progress. Slowly, but surely. That's the Sage Hills back there. Probably my favorite island in the game, to be honest. I don't know why. I just love the simplicity of it. Give me a canal to sail through, and I will absolutely adore it. You know, typically whenever I'm playing this game by myself, what I'll do is I'll just put another like YouTube video up on the second monitor and watch a YouTube video while I'm just kind of sailing along. I'll just kind of check on my resources every now and then, see what needs to be done, and just do whatever I need to do. But whenever it's like that, it's so chilling. It's so relaxing. Like, the developer, well, I do think, you know, there are some things that the game could do without, or at least have an option to turn on or off, depending on the mood that you want to play the game in. But, yeah, I think he could be setting on a gold mine here. I'm not going to suggest anything crazy, like, you know, be able to, like, go, like, full-on Sea of Thieves or anything. It's not that type of game. But, you know, having some dangers out here, aside from just storms, it could be interesting. I mean, they don't need to happen often. They don't need to happen a lot. But imagine being out at open ocean, and you see these other sails on the horizon, and you pull out your telescope, and you can see, like, a pirate flag, like a skull and bones. And if that ship catches you, it doesn't need to have, like, an animation or anything, but if that ship catches you, you lose all your cargo. Because, you know, at the end of the day, you are a merchant ship, and you're going to be hauling who knows what, and those pirates are going to want it. It's just an idea. But if you were to implement that into the game, you know, it could be something as simple as, you know, the pirates pull up alongside you, the screen goes black, and then it comes back, and your ship is just completely empty. You have, like, no resources, you have no cargo or anything like that. You have to find your way back to port, hopefully in time to, you know, get as many resources as possible. Otherwise, you know, you'll starve, you'll die of thirst. And depending on how far you are out, you know, it could be downright impossible to make it back. So to kind of balance that out, I think it should be, like, the game should kind of calculate your supplies that you have on board the ship and how far away you are from the nearest port, and then kind of decide where it wants to put in the pirate ship. You know, have it close by to where you can make it back if you play it smart, but just kind of implement the threat there. Because the storms are great and all, but I do kind of feel like the world could do with a little bit more liveliness. I kind of feel like the world is a little too empty. There's only like one or two AI ships that kind of sail around from one point to another. And I think they only sail to like a couple of different islands. They don't sail around the entire archipelago. The one up at Fort Astron might, but this one, as far as I can tell, it only sails like from Crab Beach to what's that other one called? Sanctuary. Yeah, I think the AI ship that you see here whenever you're first starting the game, it only sails from like here to Newport to Sanctuary, and I don't think it really ever comes to the Serpent Isle. I've never seen it over here. Maybe your mileage varies, but I've definitely never seen it down at the Sage Hills. It could be very interesting. One thing I have like really thought about though would be the big ships, like big AI controlled brigs and sandbugs and junks. They could sail from like the capital cities of each region, and they could just kind of continue on in like a never-ending loop. Again, it could just be something to kind of make the world feel a bit more alive. Because I think that's what's really missing from the game right now, is there's just not a lot going on. And I know, out here on the open ocean, there's not going to be a lot of stuff happening because the ocean is such a giant place. But, shipping lanes do exist in real life, and even whenever you're out there in the middle of the ocean, every now and then you will come across a ship that's traveling in the opposite direction. And it's apparently a really like morale-boosting sight for sailors because it means you're getting close to civilization, or at least somewhat close to civilization. And yeah, I watched another episode or another video, or several videos of Joe Franta last night. If you haven't heard of Joe Franta, he's a merchant marine who works on like these giant cargo ships. And like, yeah, the work is grueling. It is hard work. It's definitely a man's job. But I'm not gonna lie, the amount of money these guys make, and just the idea that you're traveling around the entire world, you're never gonna be in the same place twice unless you go on like a dedicated trading route or something. You're going to go to a lot of different places. You're going to experience a lot of different things. And I really wish I could just go back in time and learn about the Merchant Marines and just go like straight into that, like right out of high school. Like I wouldn't even bother with college. I wouldn't bother with Cargill Salt. Like Cargill was the first job I ever had outside of high school. But I would have just gone straight to the Merchant Marines. I didn't know they were a thing at the time, though, and that definitely would have helped. Let alone how much they made. Based off what I've been seeing, the Merchant Marines, they make thousands of dollars every month, like thousands. A lot of people tell me, it's grueling work, it's hard work. Well, that's kind of all I've really ever known. And, you do work 12-hour days, 7 days a week. Every day you're on board that ship. But the amount of money you make, I think, would be very much worth it. Like, I could work for 10 months on board a ship and come back home to the United States and be able to afford a house. That would be well worth it, if you ask me. And because you're on board a ship, you're not going to be spending any of your money. Unless you, go off board the ship whenever it's in dock and you go out and like just buy some food and stuff. But even then, unless you are just downright terrible with your money, you're not going to spend through everything that you earned on those months out at sea. Especially if you just go to like a couple of tourist resorts or some fancy restaurants or something. You know, you're gonna bring back one hell of a freaking paycheck whenever you finally get back home. I really wish I had done it. I need to start, like, getting back in shape and start doing a lot more research on the Merchant Marines, because my current job as a garbage man, you know, it's fine and all, but you struggle to make it paycheck to paycheck sometimes, especially with inflation rising up. But yeah, if there's any kids watching this, definitely look up the Merchant Marines. Look up Joe Franta on YouTube and decide if it's something you want to do. Because I will say, college is not for everybody. I know school loves to push that down kids' throats. But trust me, some people are just not meant for college. Some people don't want to do college. And just because you have a college degree does not mean you're going to have a good life. How's the wind doing, by the way? It's still not cooperating with us, is it? You know, as much as I enjoy this boat, I think it might be time to start looking into something new. I don't want to buy the starter ship here. I do not like that ship. It's extremely small. It can carry very little weight. And I don't like the sails on it. I'm sorry, but I just do not like the sails on it. It is not favorable to my own personal taste. Like, I believe this, technically this is the biggest starting ship, but it can't hold the most. I believe the Dow, the ship you start off with on the easy start, is technically the boat you want for the most cargo. I got some stuff on my screen I'm trying to scratch off. If you can hear that, I apologize. But I think I'm going to pause here, and I'm going to see you guys whenever we get a little bit closer. Well, the island is definitely closer now, but whenever I went to sleep, I kind of went a little ways off course. I need to start sailing a bit further up to the east, but the wind is not going to make that easy. Honestly, my best choice might be to just kind of sail past the island and come back. Try and come around the eastern side. It's going to be the nice thing whenever we finally leave the Dragon Cliffs and head to Al Anka, is the wind, for the most part, should be behind us. So we should get there really bloody quick. Well, let's start fishing, I guess, and try and bring in some more food. Well, fish have been caught. Resources are full. Now I just play the waiting game. I don't like how water is kind of coming up on board the ship. I don't like that. This boat, it really likes to sink whenever it gets into choppy waters. I think it might be the best course of action, actually, is to let that come out just a little bit so it doesn't catch the wind just head on. Kind of angle out a little bit, and then we'll kind of release this out a ways too. It'll slow us down a little bit, but we hopefully won't catch as much water doing this. Oh, you know, that's actually another thing that I'd like to see in the game, now that I think about it. The ability to have, like, the barrels out in the rain, and they would collect the rainwater. That might already be in the game. I don't think it is. Because there for a while I was sailing without, like, a roof over my head. So I think that would be a really cool feature, actually, would be for the barrels to collect rainwater whenever it's raining. I could just, like, place the barrels out here and just have them collect water during a storm or something. And it would kind of give you an incentive to maybe kind of sail towards the storms as well. Especially if you're running really low on water supplies. How are we doing? Those are still doing 3 days. Yeah, we've got plenty of time. Well, we do in game. In real life, I'm getting kind of close to having to go to bed. But I did warn this might be in a couple parts, so. But the island's right there. I think we can make it. And I've got like another 50 minutes before I need to just call it a night. Or if I was feeling up to it, maybe I could stay up to 11. I typically don't like doing that, though. Especially since the time just changed on us. Go! None of that, please. Was not a fan of that. Anyway, let's go ahead and just continue sleeping. I need to buy rum. That's what I need to do. That way I can just get fatigued a lot faster and just kind of sleep through more and more of the routes. Just realized my fish might be burnt whenever I finally wake up. Is my fish burnt? That one is. And it still kind of provided some food. Okay. How am I gonna do this? I think really the best course of action would be to just turn around with the wind and kind of head back in the north, or it's north or south, in a southeasterly kind of direction. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's turn the lamp back on so you guys can see. It's already down to 35 out of 60. Jeez. Hopefully, we should make it to this island in a not too distant future. Let's bring this in just a little bit, have it catch a little bit more wind. And I don't think there's really a point to lower the main sail or the rear sail, so I will just see you guys in a moment again once we finally reach the island. Look at that. On the far left of the screen, you can see the lights of, I think that's Newport up there. Unless this is just a rock. This is, like, an island, isn't it? I mean, technically, yes, it is an island, but... Is it the island that I'm after? Because now I'm wondering if this is like a giant rock just sticking out of the ocean. That'd probably be my luck, honestly. It's been a while since I played, so I don't really remember everything that's out here in the ocean, but you'd think this would be marked. Right? That's surely Newport over there, or whatever it is. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's gotta be Newport. It's a much bigger island anyway. Unless I'm an idiot. I'm starting to think I'm an idiot. I think this is just a rock. This is literally just a rock. Out here in the middle of nowhere. What the heck? Well, that's embarrassing. And here I thought I was about to start docking. Oh, boy. Now the question is, do I want to keep this up on YouTube, or do I want to just start over from anew? I guess I could always just edit that part out. Now, I'll show the hiccups, I guess. Oh, wow, it's already 9:20. Jeez. Oh, well. I completely forgot about a rock being out here. I didn't even know this was out here. I'm not just pulling a dum-dum. Oh. Yeah, I think this is what I'm looking at right here. The Serpent Isle is... Okay, so the rock is technically mapped. It's just... Okay. Well, that's annoying, but whatever. the weather got really crappy. So I think I'm at the right island, but I got confused by this thing. Okay, it's raining. I just now noticed. But there's not like a giant cloud of death anywhere, not that I can see anyway, unless it's behind the island somewhere. So, yeah, that was kind of a funny hiccup on my part. I guess I'll go ahead and leave that in. Embarrassing, but oh well. Sure, it's not the first time it's happened. It probably won't be the last either. In my defense, it was night out, so I couldn't really see what the heck was going on all that clearly. Okay. The next order of business is going to be trying to get around this island, kind of sailing into the wind. We can still sail in this direction, but the wind is not going to be liking us. On OBS, it looks like I'm about to hit that rock on the left, but on my screen, it's we might be about to hit some shallow water though. Yep, we were heading right for that little archipelago area. Sneaky little W. So another game I've been kind of thinking about playing on the channel is The Forest. I kind of played it a little bit by myself, and I thought it'd be kind of an interesting series, but at the same time, like it gets very boring whenever you're playing by yourself. So I'd have to try and do a series with my girlfriend, but we need to find a way for our microphones to pick up each other. Well, we made it, and it is 9:30, so it's not going to have to be a two-part video by the looks of it. I'm going to go and raise this up so I can start turning. Might be raising this up a little bit late. Nah, I think we're fine. Okay, there's that, and then we've got this. Alright. Oh, you're in here. Okay. I don't come to this island very often. It gets very overlooked, unfortunately. It is a cool island. We'll have to have a little look around while we're here, but there is one more thing that I need to check on, too. one of these boxes is an actual trade good, and I need to see where the best place to sell this would be. Probably the Dragon Cliffs, judging by the actual trade map online. If I had the money, I would take it to, or the money I would take. If I had the money, I would buy more of these and start like doing like a trade route between here and Alanka. But I don't want to go to another archipelago until I'm ready to start either live streaming it or doing a video of it. But let's kind of run around on this island over here and we'll see if anybody wants it. I think I bought this for 1,400 something, so that's actually a pretty decent increase right there. Some of these vendors differ in price, so it's good to check all the vendors. Apparently that's not the case here, though. Yeah, that's actually... Yeah, I'm knocking on 3 grand now. Do I want to try trading bananas? No. In fact, I think what I might do is I just might head back to the Sage Hills and buy some more tea and start bringing it in here. Because I know here it's going to be a pretty decent price. It might be worth doing, you know. In any case, I think that's going to be where I call this video, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, leave a comment. If you want to see more of this, please subscribe. I need to start live streaming again. I really do. I'm thinking rather than uploading videos of Skyrim and Flight Sim, I'll just start doing those in live stream form. That way we can just kind of goof around and do whatever the heck we want to do. Because I'm playing Skyrim on Legendary difficulty for anybody who's curious, and I'm having a blast with it. It's just a whole new way to play the game to me, and Skyrim to me was basically done. So I'll have to set aside some time, maybe next weekend, or start trying to find just like a random day in the week, like maybe Wednesdays or something, since it's technically hump day, and then we'll start doing live streams on like Wednesdays and Thursdays or something. I'll have to find a schedule. I'll have to make a schedule. I'll have to set aside some time, and we'll see how things go. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. So until then, bye-bye.